Unit 1 Test Prep. I'm going to pick out some questions that our class had trouble with on the quizzes. And there are 4 questions that I will do. And the area of focus is on equations starting with standard form. So we're going to do 27 and 28. In actuality, we are asked to graph it as well, so I will add that to this problem. So first of all, we want to solve for y. So we will subtract 3x from both sides. And we will get negative 4y equals a negative 3x minus 16. We now have to divide by a negative 4. And that leaves us with y equals a positive 3/4 x and a positive 4. So this would be our slope-intercept form. And to graph that, we would have a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of 3/4. So I'd go up 3 and over 4, and that would be our line. A lot of people tried to graph this on the quiz using intercepts, and that would work as well, but either one is up to you. On the second one, we'll solve for y again. So I'm going to subtract the x term from both sides, and we get 3y equals negative 7x. We divide both sides by 3 to get y alone, and we get y equals negative 7/3 x. We had difficulty graphing this one in the quiz because we had a y-intercept of 0. But we just have to remember that if the intercept is 0, we use our slope, which is down 7 and to the right 3, to get our next point. Now this one was difficult on the quiz because when people used intercepts, you notice that there is only one x and y-intercept and it's the same point. So when you try to graph it with intercepts, you only have one point here and you need 2 to graph it. 2 points, that is. So that method would not help you in this particular situation. So this method of solving for y would allow you to graph this line more efficiently. The last 2 questions I'm going to do dealt with coming up with the equation of a line given 2 points. So I want to focus on 33 and 34. So we know that the formula for, now we want to find out this equation. And we can use this formula to do it. So if we have 2 points to choose from that we can plug in. I'm going to choose this one, where this is your x1 and this is your y1. So if I plug that in, I have y minus 5 equals m and then x minus 0. Now I don't know slope here, so I have to use these 2 coordinates and use the slope formula, which is y1 minus, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Make sure you have the y's on top. Okay, so that was a problem in our quiz. So I will take 5 minus 2, those are the y's, and I'll take 0 minus 1, those are the x's, and that gives me a 3 over a negative 1, which is negative 3. So now I have y minus 5 equals a negative 3. Then I really only have x inside the parentheses because x minus 0 is x. So now I have y minus 5 equals, now if I multiply those two together, I get negative 3x. If I add 5 to both sides, I get negative 3x plus 5. And that's our equation. The next one, same situation. I'm going to plug in a point, and again I'm just going to choose arbitrarily. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to choose this one. So y minus a negative 5 equals, I don't know slopes, let's figure that out right now. Negative 5 minus a negative 2 over 0 minus a negative 2, that's these two. So this becomes plus, so negative 5 plus 2 is a negative 3. This becomes plus, so we have a positive 2. So negative 3/2. And then I have x minus 0 again. So this becomes y plus 5. I distribute this and I get negative 3/2 x. I subtract 5 from both sides. And our answer is y equals negative 3/2 x minus 5.